began tracing the secret back through history.
Let me introduce you to Gary. He is just one of thousands who is sitting down for the first time to watch The Secret. He wants to know what this secret law of attraction can do for him. Let's have a look and see what the DVD claims it can do for him.
You know, this secret gives you everything you want. Happiness, health, and wealth.
You can have, do, or be anything you want.
We can have whatever it is that we choose. I don't care how big it is.
What kind of a house do you want to live in?
Do you want to be a millionaire?
What kind of a business do you want to have?
Do you want more success?
What do you really want?
Hearing about the law of attraction makes Gary very excited, so he begins to take notes so he can start learning and applying this secret law of attraction straight away. Now let's have a listen to what Gary's ego thinks of all of this.
Yeah, I want the house, I want the cars, I want the women, I want the millions in the bank. I want it all. All I've got to do is learn this law of attraction thing and I'm good to go. Should be simple.
The law of attraction, I wanted to really put it to use to see if it was real, what would happen. And in 1995, I started to create something called a vision board, where I take something that I would want to achieve, something that I want to attract, like a car or a watch or a soulmate of my dreams, and I put a picture of what I wanted up on this board called a vision board.
This is now the third time Gary is watching The Secret, and halfway through it, he has decided to start making his vision board, just like the man on the DVD had suggested. You can see how passionate and focused he is as he starts cutting out and sticking down the pictures of all his desires. Let's have another little listen to Gary's ego at this point.
Okay, let's get this vision board sorted. I've got pictures of money, a Ferrari, a sexy chick, and a luxury apartment. Okay, cool. All I've got to do now is every day is look at it, focus on it, and it will start to manifest. It won't be long before I have that sexy chick on my arm.
You know, the anti-war movement creates more war. The anti-drug movement has actually created more drugs because we're focusing.
1 week later, and Gary has watched The Secret 14 times and is now sitting down for attempt number 7 at visualization. He is finding out that this isn't as easy as he had previously assumed. It seems that his mind is all over the place. Let's have a little listen.
Alright, focus, concentrate, relax. Don't scratch your back. Come on, breathe. Stop moving, stop rubbing your head. Come on, breathe, focus. That's it, breathe. Oh, come on. Relax. No, pick up the board. Concentrate. Come on. Right, look at it. The women, the money, the cars. Come on. Sit straight. Relax. Oh, come on. No, concentrate. Right, I've got this. Right. Visualize.
Oh dear, poor Gary. With all that level of noise and distraction in his head, it's no wonder he can't relax. But what will he do? Will he persevere? Or like the other 6 times, will he get up and storm off in a huff, claiming that this is all rubbish?
Oh, this is rubbish! This law of attraction thing is a joke. This is absolute rubbish.
Later that evening, Gary contemplates what he is doing wrong. He can't work out how something that seemed so simple was proving to be so hard. He also couldn't understand why there had been no signs of anything being manifested for him. He is out of work, in debt, and needs money fast. Let's see what Gary has to say.
Oh, why isn't this working? Show me what I'm doing wrong. Please, show me what I'm doing wrong.
Six weeks had now passed, but instead of creating more vision boards, attempting more visualizations, or making endless demands on the universe, he intuitively felt guided to research, read, and look within to find out who he was, what the ego was, and what was preventing him from getting his goals and desires. He quickly began to realize that the law of attraction did work and that the secret was true. But the problem was they had failed to mention a few key points that were vital to anyone wanting to become a conscious creator of their own reality. He also learnt that nearly all of the things he thought he wanted were actually what the ego had convinced him he wanted. They were not actually what he really wanted or needed. It was also making sense to him that the more things he craved was the more he would feel a sense of emptiness and lack without them, and this sense of lack would be sent out and returned to him as more experiences and manifestations of lack. Gary also acknowledged that the more he pushed, struggled and tried to make the law of attraction work would be the more it wouldn't work as he wanted it to. For the main vibration he would be sending out would be of trying and struggle. So what would come back and manifest for him would be experiences of having to try and having to struggle. As the weeks passed, every evening after being out from looking for work, Gary continued to study, research, reflect and read, as well as go deep within himself to find the answers to all the many questions he had. Then one Friday evening, it was like something clicked, a penny dropped. He had a moment of clarity where everything began to make perfect sense. This feeling of clarity wasn't an intellectual feeling, it was a knowing that seemed to arise from deep within his heart. Now as Gary sits down, he sits down in silence, with no distractions, no vision boards, for instead of sitting down to visualize and demand a long list of material requirements, he uses his time to meditate instead. His aim is to align himself with source energy, the infinite intelligence that is within him, that surrounds him, and is him at the deepest level. As he remembers and feels the true essence of his being, he understands and knows himself to be an extension, a manifestation of this infinite creative power. No longer is he identifying himself as little old limited Gary with limited power, with all his limited wants and desires. For in this state he has no wants or desires. He feels complete, whole, and at one with everything. There is no sense of separation, limitation, or lack. Nothing feels missing or needed. We can't even hear Gary's mind at this point, as it too has become quiet. For as long as Gary identifies himself with the unmanifested, infinite God part of himself, his mind or emotions have no power to dictate or dominate him. In this state, the vibration he is now sending out is one of power, peace, love, gratitude, abundance and wholeness, and these would be reflected back to him in the form of experiences and manifestations. Gary now opens his eyes with a knowing that everything was going to be just fine. After doing his nightly meditation and reading, Gary decides to sit down and watch a little bit of television. And all of a sudden, he receives a text message from one of his old work colleagues. Gary now knew that the infinite part of himself actually was the universe. It was the law of attraction, and it already knew what he wanted and desired. It also knew exactly what would be best for him. He didn't have to force things or continually use vision boards or visualizations to get his message across. Everything he truly wanted, the universe was already trying to give him. It was the thoughts, beliefs and doubts of his limited egoic self that was getting in the way of him receiving all of his wishes and more.